Guys, this is Rose from a Catholic homeschooling family, and it is Thursday, April 26th, and it's 5:42 p.m. So I just made a video and I posted it up, and now this is a new separate video but a different topic. So I'm wearing the same shirt, so I don't want you to think that I'm wearing the same shirt and it's a different day. It's the same day, but I probably will not upload this one until tomorrow. This video is to discuss if, no, you know what, this one I'll probably upload today, and the one that I did today earlier I'm going to upload tomorrow, only because I have to edit and stuff. And this one will be no edit. This is just, you know, one thing, not several clips that I had to piece together. So yes, let me continue. So somebody asked me if one of my viewers, thank you for watching, I really appreciate all my viewers, y'all are so wonderful. One of my viewers asked me if I get criticized for homeschooling in my family, from my family. And so I told her yes, but I would make a video only because it's easier to explain than to type out a million words. So something about me is that I like to keep it real. I don't lie. And I'm not like those other YouTube moms who I think that's awesome. I just can't do it. That always looks so beautiful and perfect with hair and makeup every time they make a video. I can't do that. I don't have that kind of time. Like, I'm excited today that I have this time, but that's because my husband took my son, and actually my husband wanted me to go with him, but I didn't want to go. He wanted me to go with him, and so I got to stay home. And that's why I'm having this time right now to make the video. And also because we're eating leftovers tonight. So I don't have to make dinner. Because if not, I wouldn't have time to make this video. So I don't have time to get all dolled up to make a video. Now, I don't know if those people just are dolled up all the time. Just every day. Or almost every day. Because some women make videos every day. I can't. I think that's awesome. I wish I could do that. I can't. I have a lot of stuff to do. So I will look like crap. Sorry, pardon my French. A lot of the time. And if y'all have seen my past videos, you'll see that my kids sometimes are messy. My daughter's hair is not done. My tiny ones are shirtless. I'm not, or sometimes you even see them in their pajamas. Now, I do always try to change my kids in the morning. Or make the older ones change in the morning. And I change out of my pajamas in the morning. Always. It's just my little ones, they get so dirty so fast that it's easier for me to just keep them a lot of the time without a shirt. Well, my newborn, because he's with the reflex, he's always wet. My toddler, I usually change him after breakfast. I let him have his breakfast in his pajamas, and then I change him after that so he can start the day with clean clothes. Not get dirty as soon as he woke up. So that's that. So in me saying that is that I like to keep it real, and I don't like to lie. And you guys have seen in my videos, I don't edit out when I get mad at my kids or yell at my kids. Like the real graphic stuff, like when I'm really losing it, I'll stop recording. But y'all have seen me yell at my kids. Y'all have seen my husband make faces at the camera. Y'all have heard my husband yell in the background. So I'm saying that because I want you to know I don't lie, and the stuff that I'm saying is true. But I am going to maybe not be as open about who said what, because I don't want to get I don't want to be gossipy, first of all. And it's not good to tell other people's sins. And second of all, if my husband's family ever found out, that would tell my husband would kill me, basically. But yes, get into it. On my mom's side of the family, I don't know if you guys have noticed that I'm not very close to my family, my mom or my dad. My dad, honestly, I haven't seen for years. I only saw him one time, that one video that I made. I hadn't seen him for years, and I never saw him again. I thought that we might start having a relationship with each other, but we didn't. I keep trying to hear my baby scream. No, that didn't work. So there's no relationship there. With his side of the family, I don't talk to them really. I do have like one aunt that I'm somewhat close to. Well, one aunt, his sister that I'm somewhat close to, and another aunt that I not very close to, but when we see each other we get along. And then my dad has one cousin who have a very it's a long distance relationship, but we don't see each other. And but we love each other. That's my dad's cousin. But like I said, we never see each other. It's mostly like, sadly, a Facebook relationship, all right? So that's them. And as far as they're concerned, one of my aunts, the aunt that I am kind of close to, did ask me, because she was a substitute teacher. And she was a substitute teacher for special education. She did that for years and she loved it. And her kids were public schools, right? So she did ask me, why do you homeschool? Don't you worry about their socialization? Classic, right? Oh, and I say classic because my husband always says classic, like with your typical, the questions, you know, or typical, like, reaction to something. And my husband always says that. You know, the most obvious stuff, right? And I said, no, tia, right, aunt. They socialize just fine. There's activities almost every day. All right? So she didn't want to be ugly about it or anything. So she basically just said, I don't know, that's just something that would worry me. And she left it at that. And I left it at that because I didn't want to argue or whatever. But on my mom's side of the family, the couple of times that I happen, and I never see them, like never. But the like couple of times that I saw them, and I know that they know that I homeschool, right? They did not want to ask me about my kids. They did not want to ask me how I was doing or how my kids were doing in school. Because, you know, the typical question is, oh, how are your kids? How are they doing in school? What grade are they? Nothing. They totally avoided the question, like, completely. Which I guess I think that's fine. Better that than criticism. So there's not much to say there. I think it's kind of rude, but that's okay. It's better than criticism. And that's with my mom's side of the family. Now, with my husband's side of the family, they're Mexican from Mexico City. And I'm not trying to be offensive to the people from Mexico City, but they're very outspoken. And they do tend to say what's on their mind. there are a couple of family members on my husband's side that I got close to the camera because I don't know. My husband's not here. I'm acting like if I don't want him to hear, right? That we got in ugly fights with. Because 2 different people. Because they're teachers, okay? And it turned ugly, like yelling and screaming. And somebody pushed my husband. I will tell you that. And it was basically, since they're teachers, here's how it is. I'm not allowed to talk about homeschooling because I cannot offend, if I talk about homeschooling, I'm offending them, right? But I have to listen to them talk about teaching. And the worst part about it is that they criticize their students. They sit there and they complain about their jobs. And they complain about the students. And they complain about the parents of the students. I have to sit there and listen to that quietly and patiently. Because that tends to be the biggest, the subject that is most talked about. And I'm not allowed to say anything because I'll offend them. But yes, I got into a huge fight because they felt offended that my children were in public schools because they're teachers and am I not worried about their education? Am I not, how can I teach if I'm not a teacher? Bullying doesn't exist in school. But that's the main reason why I took my son out of public school. But now that I took him out, there's so much more that I'd like to talk about in my journey of homeschooling. But anyways, that's a different video. When I make my 2-year update video, I'll discuss that. So bullying didn't exist in school. And the teachers really love their students and really care. And if I would have gone and complained about it, somebody would have listened to me. And somebody would have taken care of the problem, my son's bullying problem. So obviously, there was no bullying. Because if there would have been bullying, I would have complained and the problem would have been taken care of. Because apparently, it's nipped in the bud immediately. And the other thing is that because my son has ADHD, I should just, I should just medicate my son in order for him not to have problems, learning problems in school. So all of this all came out because I chose to homeschool. Now, apparently, I'm a terrible mom because I don't want my son to socialize. And I don't want my son to, how do I say it? Learn real world experience by learning how to cope with problems like ADHD. He should be trained to sit down and listen, right? So I'm the type of person I am is, I don't like, how do I say this? I never pick a fight. And I don't like to fight. And I pray every day. I've been praying for years, guys. See, I have a big problem. One of my problems is that I don't have it anymore. Or maybe I do. I don't think I do. But I do have anger issues. I came from an abusive home. And I did have a lot of anger issues, okay? And so, through the years, and that's why I'm very proud of saying that I'm Catholic, because praying to Mary, praying the rosary, and, reaching out to saints, and always constantly having that communication with God, I have been able to control my anger and let go of my anger. Because those are 2 different things. So I've made a lot of progress in the 36 years that I've been alive. So I'm very proud of that, to be honest with you. But now that I said that, I don't think I have that problem anymore. Maybe I do. If I do, it's like super under control. But the type of person that I am is that I never, ever pick a fight with anybody. I do, though, however, will defend myself. So, and I'm actually very good at arguing. Like, my brain is... I look stupid in a lot of my videos because for some reason words escape me. I don't know why. This has been happening to me since, I guess, I was pregnant with Easy. And I guess I still have mommy brain. But yeah, sometimes I just can't think. But in reality, I have a very fast mind. Like, I don't know why when I argue, my brain just starts to come up with like fast responses, which I think is really cool. My friend always says, you should be a lawyer. That would have been amazing. You would have been great at it, right? Because like I can come back with quick comebacks or whatever, which I think is neat. That's the only reason why I think that I'm smart, because I can actually do that. Other people are very, like, their brain like is very slow with coming up with like comebacks, basically. So I'll never pick on you. I'll never, ever, I will go out of my way and I will put up with a lot of you picking on me first. And people actually do pick on me a lot. I will put up with a lot of you picking on me first. But I will, once you push me too far, I will chew you up and spit you out. That's just... I guess it's just because of my anger issues that I've had. I don't know. But I became very good at arguing. And so, and you know what? It wasn't really because I wanted to argue. It's because I always felt like I've always been on the defensive. I always felt like I had to defend myself. And so that's how it all came about. So, when they started telling me stuff, we were here, as a matter of fact, at my house, when I finally just snapped. And I started telling this person things, you know, that they're not a good person and blah, blah, blah. And it turned ugly. And we didn't talk for like a year. And we still don't talk. But there was two people. But there was one person in particular. The other person was kind of just like, you know, doing it, but not really doing it, you know, kind of backing up the other person, but agreeing with the other person, but not really directly telling me anything. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It was on the other person's side, but wasn't directly telling me anything. We lost like total communication for a year, like total communication. And, well, yeah, because this is when I first, shortly after I started homeschooling. And now, the other person, the person that wasn't completely against me, but wasn't, them I'm talking to a little bit more than the other person. The other person, since the incident, I've only seen them, I think, maybe like 3 times. And actually, it's almost going to be 2 years. I think in May it'll be 2 years. So yeah, like 3 times in 2 years. And I am a forgiving person. Like, I'm not mad at them, at either of them. It's just that it's hard to be around them. Because they do criticize. Well, they don't criticize me anymore. They learned their lesson, right? But I still have to sit there and listen to them talk about their job and complain about the kids and complain about the parents and complain about everything, And they always complain about how little they get paid for how much they do. So I don't like to be around them. And that's basically how I deal with it. It's sad. I wish I had a better response. If they would be willing to be open-minded about it and be respectful, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. And I understand that not everybody's going to agree with me. And I understand that people do find it weird that I'm doing something that a lot of people have never, encountered. I never encountered a homeschooler as I was growing up. I one time met a brother and a sister that were homeschoolers, but that's when they were put into high school. And that was when I was living in Houston or Sugarland. And I never really became close to them. They were a brother and a sister. And shortly after that, I moved to Laredo. I moved at the end of my junior year. So I never even had an opportunity to get to know them. I just knew them from a distance. They were new to the school, and as they were coming in, I was going out. So that's the only homeschooler experience that I had. And I was fascinated by them at the time, but didn't get to ask me questions or anything. So that was it. And in Laredo, since it is a small town and predominantly Hispanic, most people have not encountered a homeschooler. Like, my children are one of the few children that people are encountering, especially on my family, my husband's and mine. Homeschooling is very, very rare in Mexico. It does exist, but it's very rare, very, very rare. Some people don't even know what it is. My husband's family from Mexico came in over the holidays. They did not know what that was. Like, they had no idea of what it was. So sometimes you gotta just try to explain it to them. Hopefully they'll be respectful. And if they are, that's awesome. But if they're not, you just have to keep your distance. That's all you can do. But just remember that you're doing the best thing that you can for your kids. No mother ever, at least mostly any mother wants to hurt their kids. Really, every single mother out there is really trying their best for their kid. So just remember that. If you feel the calling to do it, it's okay if you're criticized. Your children come first. So that was a brief, not so brief rambling. I ramble a lot, but that's because I know other women, and I know it because they say it. They make notes. I don't make notes. I kind of just talk off the top of my head. Sometimes I ramble, but I apologize. Alright guys, I'm very tired. At this time, I'd like to thank you for watching A Catholic Homeschooling Family. God bless you. Bye-bye.